And now ready for our next bout. Greco-Roman, the discipline coming up. Yurisandi Hernandez of Cuba going up against Andy Bisek, who won a world bronze medal last year. First world medal for Team USA in Greco-Roman since a silver for Jamil Bryers back in 2009. And again, Greco-Roman, Rulon, your specialty. Talk about the differences.
The difference of disciplines, and Greco-Roman, they call it the classic style. And what Greco-Roman is from your hips and above. It's more of a, kind of a more of a technical, because there's less opportunity. You can't attack the leg, hook the leg, trip the leg in any form or fashion. So a lot of underhook position, a lot of off-balance positions. And so right now, you want to stay in position. You don't want to lean too much, because a lot more throws happen, a lot more high amplitude, I guess explosive moves happen in potential match. And you see both these guys, it's very, very technical, very position-wise. You just work a position until you can find another angle or another opportunity to score.
So that upper body game plan for both athletes, Hernandez Rios and Andy Bisek. They call him the cowboy, especially in Europe, after he wowed the crowd at last year's Worlds. He upset 2012 Olympic champ Roman Vlasov on his way to bronze at the Worlds, and is certainly a top threat to strike with another world medal coming up this year, should he earn another spot. Rios trying to gain control here against Bisek, a little over a minute into this first period.
And this is a double underhook position, and this is where Rios has a great opportunity. He's got to be patient, but then now he's losing the position. And as you can tell, Bisek's not really that nervous there. He slides out of the position, comes back and kind of start over. And you just got to be very confident in your ability there, as Bisek was, to just be patient. And back to a 2-on-1, we call that the 2-on-1 Russian position. It's more of a cross pummel where you're always looking for that angle to create a drag, as Bisek just did right there. Couldn't get the point, now goes back to a 2-on-1 situation. So you develop kind of positions and moves, and you force your opponent to wrestle in your position. And both wrestlers, as you saw the last minute, have been back and forth. Now this, Bisek comes back in the forced, parterre. Now Rios has the opportunity to put him down and try to get ultimately a throw, a front headlock, a gut wrench position to where he can get the point and then ultimately get the victory.
Yeah, but there's no scoring throughout a portion of the period. One wrestler going down, the other has the ability to try to turn and get some scoring going here in the parterre, but nothing doing there. So they'll break, head back to the center, and we remain scoreless entering this final minute. Bisek has met Hernandez Rios a couple of times before, or really one time, 6-2 win at an event in Cuba in 2014. They were supposed to meet again in the finals this year, but Hernandez forced to take an injury default as Bisek won the title there at the Cerro Pelado International.
And now the referees turns the favor. So now, now Andy's going to get a chance on top, and that's where Rios is kind of looking around, being like, I don't want to go down. Maybe this is where I can get turned. And so you got to kind of be good on the feet and then good in parterre position.
Again, parterre, meaning to the ground wrestling in this part of the Greco-Roman discipline. And right now, Bisek, see if he can lock in and try to turn his man, Yurisandi Hernandez Rios.
This is where Bisek is very, very powerful at the Nationals. Ultimately, got 2 good lifts and got points and exposures, and just very smart wrestling, from Rios there, just to kind of scramble into position, looking for a last-second gut wrench.
Can't pull it off with the short time at the end of the period. And he awarded the 2, but time had clearly expired at the end of that first 3-minute session.
And this is where Andy has an opportunity, has the elevation, and all he's got to do is step out to the side and then lift. And as you say, all he has to do, it's not that easy when you have an opponent who is the same size, moving, positioning, always scrambling, always trying to, counterbalance everything you're doing. And so it's just very difficult to, find those angles, especially against a guy who's very technical in the top-bottom position. You can see big throws, but then you can see very slow, kind of methodical matches too.
You mentioned his lifts and his success in Las Vegas. He tech-fouled Dylan Cowan in about a minute in the U.S. Open final a few weeks back. That also counted as the first win for Bisek in the best-of-3 World Team Trials for the U.S. in this weight class. He's got 2 more chances to beat Cowan just once when the series resumes at the Greco-Roman World Team Trials. That's coming up in Ithaca, New York at Cornell University in early June. So Bisek is essentially 1 win away from representing the U.S. again at the Worlds this year, which are in Las Vegas.
And as you see the action continue to kind of evolve, you look at which wrestler is backing up, which wrestler is continuing to take the attack to your opponent, and then which wrestler is dropping their head and staying in a bad position. Right now, Bisek is head down in bad position, and which wrestler is backing up, which wrestler is circling, and ultimately the passivity calls.
You see the choice. Hernandez Rios wanting Bisek to go down, so Bisek will be down. We'll see if the Cuban can turn his man.
And a 1-point award for being put down in the position. So, it's an advantage, but the way the referees are looking, both wrestlers get an opportunity. And so which wrestler applies themselves more than the others? And, the wrestlers always, should take control of their destiny. And that's what the referees are hoping, that the threat of parterre position will make the action more active, because ultimately you want to create higher scoring matches so it's more enjoyable to watch, because that's the sport of wrestling, and been done for thousands of years. People want to see how things evolve, and going from a low amplitude to a high amplitude throw, there's nothing more exciting than the sport of wrestling.
2, at least on this occasion, evenly matched foes so far. That 1 point for Hernandez. We'll see if Bisek is able to get the match coming up here. They go back to parterre. We'll see if that's the call here in the next few seconds.
As was discussed a second ago, that's exactly what transpired. So both wrestlers are getting an opportunity. And so now it's so important that Rios, get down in position. As you saw the last time, he kind of jumped and false started a few times because he realizes, I don't want to let him get a lock too early, because if he does, the attack of time will be very good. And so this is where Bisek wants to get on top, wants to establish himself, and then get a turn or get a lift.
Nothing doing yet. Bisek trying to turn his man. There it is, the turn for 2 and the lead for the American. Can he get another?
And that's just very smart wrestling, and he was on both sides. He was left, right, and then ultimately finished with the left point, gut wrench, and got the 2 point to now get ahead 3-1. That's a huge lead at this point with short time left.
30 seconds left. You saw the referee allowing Bisek the opportunity to try to turn again, but it looked like there was a stalemate achieved. The athlete's broken, sent back to the center. And Andy Bisek from Colorado Springs, Colorado, trying to close this out in a 3-1 win over Hernandez Rios.
And just very smart wrestling, and as you can see over the years, Bisek is continuing to develop and continuing to advance, but with short time left, you just don't want to give up underhooks and not protect them.
Originally from Chaska, Minnesota, 28-year-old Andy Bisek, a world bronze medalist last year and a winner on this day here in the middle of Times Square.